partnership over in Minneapolis, Iowa. He's kind of a single sponsor that we have for this area. We've got Coach Doherty of the Fort Madison team there. Tell me a little bit about, well, welcome to the program first.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, it's been about a year since I talked to you. You look the same. Your beard's still on point as it been. So, my first question is, you don't have to tell me the players that graduated, but through graduation, you probably lost an offensive lineman, a linebacker, or a running back, something. What are the positions that you're going to have to replace this year?
Yeah, really, we're replacing a couple linemen. We had two of them that left our line, but we graduated 8 seniors. One of them was a foreign exchange student, and he was a kicker for us. And we got a new foreign exchange student that's kicking for us right now. So it's kind of a cool thing. But lost 2 starters on offense and a couple guys on defense. But our skill guys, our skill nucleus is still there.
Well, that's good. Are you bringing back the same quarterback?
Yeah, and we actually have a quarterback position going, or competition going. Sorry. Yeah, and who plays? Well, my OC makes that decision, and they're both. We believe fully in both of them. I think that they're both doing a great job, and that competition is huge. It's been awesome to watch them compete against each other.
All right. Well, let's just start out with the offense. This quarterback that may or may not have experience getting in there. What kind of skilled players does he have? Who can he get the ball to that can move the chains and get in the end zone sometimes?
Yeah, so we've got a fairly experienced receiving group coming back. As far as last year Friday Night Lights, so starting with Aurelio Wakindi. He's a dynamic player. He's a playmaker. He's fast. He's wiggly. He's kind of been the go-to guy, but we've got other guys that we feel that we're comfortable getting the ball to too. So Henry Ireland's one that stands out. Jordan Thompson played tight end for us last year, and now we moved him to wide out. And have Max Jones that came over, and he's a Fort Madison Bloodhound now, so he's our tight end. And there's a couple guys that are right in the mix. So we feel like we have a little bit of depth at that receiver position. In the backfield, we've got 2 really good running backs, and they're dynamically different. Moses Thatcher returns for us, and he was our starter last year, and then Riker Peters, he's, those 2 are battling it out. Who gets the start, who doesn't, but it's been healthy competition, and like I said, they're dynamically different. Mo's a strong power back. They're both fast, and Riker's got some wiggle to him, and he can get out and go. So pretty fun competition, like I said. It's nice having that because we haven't had that in a while.
A little thunder and light.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So. Well, let's talk a little bit about that offensive line. It does sound like there's some consistency, and there's going to be some new guys. I know what you like to do. That offensive line is a big and important part of the game. What do we, how you feel like they're at, and are they going to be able to keep the quarterback upright? Is he going to be able to open some holes and create some things?
Well, we hope they do both of those things. They had a great off season. I mean, our weight room was it was back where we needed it to be. And the culture, those guys, and they get after each other's asses, but man, they love each other too. So we had one of the best inside run sessions that we've had in a long time last night. And, man, they were firing and getting after it. But returning a center is always a big deal because he's got the experience.
Quarterback of the offensive line.
Amen. So Nolan Lamb's our returning center, and we've got other guys. It's kind of our one thing is all linemen have to be able to snap because that's a tough position and a whole offensive line stuff. Those guys are going to get banged up, and if somebody else has to go in, they got to be able to snap the ball. So we're returning Cliff Stewart at one of the guards, and he's done a great job. And we took one of our running backs from last year. He's just had a phenomenal offseason. He's gotten strong and big, and we play him down at guard, and he's been doing a great job. And his name's Liam Pryor, and then Marshall Heitman, who played a lot of snaps for us last year, is right there with them. And then tackle-wise, we've got Cal Hennings coming back, and Cal has done all the right things. He's a senior, and he's already committed to play college football. It was nice for him to get that off of his plate, and he's just ready for his senior year. So we're pretty excited to see what those guys can do, and we think that they're fairly solid. We know that we're going to face a lot of solid teams and a lot of solid defensive lines, and I hope and I think that they're excited for that test.
Well, we're going to talk about the defense here, but Scotty Melvin told me something, and it wasn't really a smooth way to bring this up, but he said that you got more players, and he looked over your line, and he said there's a lot of reasons to be excited. I don't know whether through lack of participation or maybe some injuries, but you might have been a little shorter maybe the last couple of years. But this year, it seems like there's some more size overall to the program.
Yeah, like I said, core nucleus, guys that are bought in, and we kind of did some things different this offseason that you're either with us or you're not. I mean, it's got to be like that, and it has to be serious. And we had great participation, and it just brought our guys a lot closer. And like I said, we did some different things, and I feel like that helped our team chemistry a lot. I'm a big culture guy, and our culture the last 2 years, because we were trying to get football to fit everybody. And that's a great thing, but if you're not going to fit in our program, if you can't meet our standards, then maybe it's not a place for you. And I've learned my lesson the last 2 years of just trying to keep kids out for football that don't want to do things the right way. And so if they choose not to be with us, that's fine, but if they're with us, then they're going to follow our standard.
Well, that's outstanding. Lead, follow, or get out of the way. That's how we did it in the Army. So tell us a little bit about this defense. Start with the defensive line. I don't know if there's some different changes there, but how's the defensive line look?
Yeah, I mean, defensively, we've got a couple wrestlers, which personally I like, just, being a wrestling coach and real physical guys. So Cliff Stewart qualified for state wrestling, and he's physical. He's maybe a little bit undersized, but he's got a lot of tenacity and grit. He's fast, and he really likes that nose. He likes playing in the middle and getting after people. And we're excited to see what he can do there. And then Cal's playing tackle. We've got some other guys up on that defensive line. We are a 3 front, so we've got three down linemen, but we've got some things where we can go 4, we can go 5, and we feel like we've got guys that can fill in there. But it's a lot of the same.
So do you have guys that can just spell the guy? You know what I mean? Keep them fresh. Just a guy you can plug in here and there for a play or two, and keep everybody ready for the 4.
Absolutely. As any coach will tell you, depth is super important, right? Like, you can have 11 really good guys, but what happens late in the 3rd and the 4th when those guys get tired? And so,
well, it sounds like you got an extra linebacker.
Yeah.
Than guys with 4-man front. So tell us a little bit about this linebacking core and what they're going to be doing for you.
Yeah, so Max Jones, like I said, coming over, he's an outside linebacker. Him and Ren Watson are our 2 OLBs, and they're built kind of the same, really big, long wingspans and big kids, and set an edge fairly well. We're doing some different things with them, not just edge setting, but their football IQ has really gone up as well. So those 2 are on the outside, and then on the inside, Liam is back, and Marshall Heitman, both returners. Marshall led the team in tackles last year, and he's just got a nose for the football. And Liam, we moved him from outside to inside. Nolan Lamb's right in that mix too. So again, just somebody that can give somebody a blow. That's a really important thing.
Well, this is our 6th year of coverage, and in those 6 years, you've had some good secondary guys. The backfield, you've had some guys that could change, game changer type guys that went out there and made interceptions and big time plays and returned things. So how's the core of the backfield?
Yeah, first of all, shout out to my DC and my DB coach, Travis Cullen, because he's the guy that gets those guys where they need to be. And you're right, we feel like we've had really good secondary over the years, and he's the reason for that. But Aurelio Wakindi again, just a really dynamic player. He's a ball hawk, and we feel comfortable putting him in man situations, zone situations. He's awesome. And then we've got a young guy, started for us as a freshman last year, Jaden Creighton. We call him Juice, and that kid is he's special. And
I already like him.
Yeah, he doesn't realize how special he really could be. And he's a gambler, and sometimes he gets his hand caught in the cookie jar, and we got to tell him, man, remember to do your job. But he's aggressive out there, and we really like that. And Riker Peters is our strong safety. Again, a wrestler, not just a wrestler, but a really good wrestler. So that strong safety, he's got to come into the box and help out with run fits. And Riker's a guy that's willing to do that. We love that about him.
Well, this is Iowa, and behind me, if you can see, it's one of the many fields of dreams that we have here. How can we turn this field of dreams into a field of nightmares for the opponents that are coming here? You've always had a pretty solid turnout, and it's a tough place. Coach, tell me it's a tough place to play. talk to us a little bit about that home field advantage that you think you can get.
Well, obviously really biased, love this field, love this community, and our support is phenomenal. I mean, whether we're having years like we did last year or years like we have in the past where we're winning a lot of football games, the fans show up and show out. Great student section all the time. They're in and they're loud. Really appreciate them. But all that stuff's fun. The football game is won or lost on execution, and that's something that we did not do a great job of last year, was executing what we needed to do. And you can chalk that up to a lot of different things. We just need to be better, and that has been our focus on the whole off season, is just get better, because we only control that. We don't control what other teams have. We don't control how good they are. We just control us, and that's the focus.
Did you have a chance to scrimmage anybody?
We did, yeah. So week 0, we're lucky, man. We get to go to Minneapolis, which is an awesome program, super quality. Coach Boris and his staff do a fantastic job. So I've said it before, even in their down years, they're not down.
They're very capable of getting you ready to play some football there.
Absolutely. And, we saw some positives and we saw some things that they exploited us on, and that's why we love to scrimmage them. We want that tough scrimmage right away, because they're going to show you real fast who you are and who you're not.
All right. Did you overall, is there an area where you were pleased, or maybe even surprisingly pleased how you did in an aspect, and what are some aspects you might need to work on?
Yeah, our tackling shored up a lot. That was a killer for us last year. We did not tackle very well, and we prioritized that. Obviously, it's a huge part of the game. Defensively, you got to tackle, and felt like our guys, they were making the right fits, and we had a lot of vice tackles and guys that were playing downhill and getting after the football. And that's an exciting thing to see, because aggressive defenses are dangerous defenses. And we want to be aggressive, but we don't want to be overly aggressive, because that's when you get caught making run lanes or letting guys get over the top of you. But pretty impressed with our tackling. Am I saying that we're great tacklers? No. We went right back to it on Monday, and we're working on it. We have to, and it's a skill that you have to have. As far as things that we need to work on, wide receiver spacing still a little bit of a problem. If we're going to use 53 in the third, let's use 53 in the third. If we're going to pack it in, then let's pack it in. Just getting that football IQ up of what we're doing, what we're trying to accomplish inside of the play. So offensively, our IQ is getting better, but it's got to keep sharpening.
All right. Your week 1 opponent tomorrow night is the real deal, and all the practice and everything is all led up to this one thing. And you're playing the Burlington Greyhounds, which is a familiar opponent. And this used to be the last game of the year, and it seemed like it used to be for the championship every time. It was always back and forth and back and forth. And I've seen you get some big wins there at the last minute in this rivalry. It's a special rivalry. It's a little Hatfields and McCoys going on here. Little Yankees and Red Sox, Cubs and Cardinals kind of experience thing here. So tell us a little bit about, what do you expect them to do that could give you some trouble, and how important is it for you guys to get off on a good foot this year?
The thing that about Burlington is they're always going to be big up front. They're going to be physical. They've got great skill athletes. They're fast. It's a deep pool to fish from, so they can find a lot of athletes, and they do a great job of scheming towards their strengths. The Wilden kid ran all over us last year, and shoot, I'd pitch him the ball every time too, but then they hurt us with the quarterback run game. The Zog kid is returning, and I think, that's a really good player, and we're going to have to key on him. He runs the ball really well. Saw a little bit of their stuff. They've got a couple running backs that are fully capable, and they do a great job of getting you to come up, and then they hit you over the top. And they got us last year on a couple, and again, discipline was an issue last year. We're hoping that we fix that. We're in our kids' ear about you can't fall asleep at the wheel as a DB, because as soon as you start dropping your coverage, that's when they're going to go over the top. So as far as what they do offensively, they've ran their system for years. They're really good at it. They're really comfortable in it, and it's a hard thing to prepare for in a week. And I think that's part of the reason that they like running it, is because it's a little bit abnormal in a spread world nowadays, and that's a lot of bodies in the box. And again, they're good at it. So we're going to have to be disciplined, and we're going to have to fit where we're supposed to fit and do our job, and not try to do anybody else's job.
Do you have any broadcasting companies put your games out streaming live this year, or the radio or anything?
I believe Dog Pound Radio.
Dog Pound, man, they are getting big, man. I'm going to talk to Dog Pound Radio here after I get done with you. So that'll be a chance. So I'll hopefully be able to catch up on you. I got, I think, 7 screens now, so I can watch games at the same time, and we'll be wearing out the channel with Fort Madison on it. I don't have any other questions for you. Was there anything that you want to talk about we didn't get a chance to talk about?
No, just really thank you for your coverage. I really appreciate you always getting us on, and in the goods and the bads, and appreciate your support. And we're just really excited to get after it.
It's the number 2 town that follows Round Guy Radio.
Awesome.
Burlington's number 1, and Fort Madison's number 2, and it's just by a little bit. But after this episode, I'm sure you guys will regain the top spot. Thanks for taking a little time with us. Good luck in this season, and good luck Friday night.
Thank you. Roll Hounds.